think we can start our event now. Philip, you want to share your screen again?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Jesse, you want to start?
Hello. How are you all doing? I'm Jessica, your MC for today, and I'm joined by Philip as my co-host. Say hi, Phil.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome to Binus International's GDSC's first ever event of 2022, the Solution Challenge Info Session. From our team at GDSC, we would like to wish you all a happy new year and also a happy 新年快乐, 恭喜发财 to those who celebrated. So Phil, why don't you tell us what we have in store for today?
Yeah, so we have the info session for our solution challenge, which is basically a Google tournament based on the 17 SDGs from the United Nations, basically Sustainable Development Goals. And here we'll be presenting and explaining basically about this upcoming solution challenge with our lead, Jason Jeremy. Yeah, so let's get started, shall we? Wait, what am I presenting? Oh, sorry.
So this is Binus International's GDSC Solution Challenge Info Session.
Sorry.
You want to move to the next slide?
Yeah. So here's gonna be the overview for today. We're gonna be talking about the solution challenge, basically explaining what the solution challenge is about. And at the end, we're gonna get a bit of insight in an interview with some of the top 10 winners from the previous GDSC. And then we'll obviously have a quick Q&A session for those who are looking for questions, asking about, maybe questions about the solution challenge, or maybe asking the top 10 winners. So we have this kind of little system here where you use a little hashtag system, basically. You put your questions in the Slido QR code. And if you want to ask about the solution challenge, you put hashtag SolChal. And if you want to ask about, basically, this is the previous competition winners application. It's called Game Your Fit. So it's hashtag GYF if you have questions for the interviewees later on. So yeah, let's get started, shall we?
All right. So welcome everybody. My name is Jason Jeremy, again, your Google Developer Student Cups lead for Binus International. And today we're going to be introducing about the Solution Challenge. So what is the Solution Challenge? So this year's 2022 Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge is a mission, it's a competition to solve for at least one of the United Nations 17 SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, utilizing Google technology. So the 17 SDGs was created back in 2015 by the United Nations. It was agreed upon by all the members of the United Nations states to achieve a goal by the end of 2030 in hopes to end poverty, ensure prosperity, and protect the planet as a whole. Next slide. Okay, so here are the 17 SDGs that were established back in 2015. So we have, 1, no poverty, 2, zero hunger, 3, good health and well-being, and the rest as well. And all of these goals are aimed again at to create a better world and to protect the planet for our upcoming generations in the future. If you have any interest in learning more in depth about any one of these, can go to the link down below there, un.org/sustainable development/sustainable development goals. Next slide.
Yeah, so here are the prizes for if you are basically participating in the solution challenge. If you submit and you just are willing to participate, this is only for Binusians only. If you join this year's solution challenge, there's a chance for you to get up to 30 community service hours. But keep in mind, this is with a little bit of you kind of need to do a little bit of work in order not wrong. Yeah, and then if you do that, you can get up to 30 community service hours.
And if your submission gets to the top 50 teams around the world, you can receive a mentorship from Google themselves to like develop your products even further. And also receive a t-shirt, just like the one our lead is wearing right now, and a certificate for that academic validation.
Yeah, and for the rest of the winners, we have the top 10 finalists. So in addition to the mentorship given back in for when they get top 50, the top 10 finalists also get a swag box opportunity to showcase the solutions to not only Googlers but also developers around the world at the demo day live on YouTube in the Google Developers YouTube channel. And apparently there's also going to be a contest in the midst of that as well. So each individual from the 7 recognized teams, I don't know if it's going to be among the top 50 or only among the top 10. There will be 7 teams that will receive a cash prize of $1,000 per student. And yeah, the winnings for each qualifying team will not exceed 4,000 United States dollars because the max amount of members per team is 4 people. For the top 3 winners, each individual from those top 3 teams will receive each 3,000 United States dollars, and a feature and also Google Developers blog. And of course that won't exceed any more than 12,000 United States dollars. And just to clarify again, for all participants, not only for Binusians, any participants who's going to be submitting a solution to the solution challenge, they will receive a Google Developers digital profile badge in the Google Developers profile on their website, and also an official certificate, e-certificate from Google. Next slide.
Yeah, so here's the 2022 timeline. Basically, this just goes over a timeline on basically the solution challenge. So here you join a Google Developer Student Club. Basically, you can register or join the solution challenge through a form. See if you can put the link in the form in the chat if you'd like. Basically, if you can only join this if you're either a part of Google Developer Student Club. And that means you're either a member, a core team, whatever. And even if your university does not have a Google Developer Student Club, and that you can join through maybe your friend's university's Google Developer Student Club or something like that. That is possible. So even if your university does not have one, you can still join by maybe through a friend or you form a team up to 4 people, by the way, and you select one or more United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. And then this is just basically the brainstorming part, when you tackle any project, you identify, you learn, you build, and obviously you have to use at least a minimum of 1 Google technology. So, Firebase, whatever, we'll get into it a bit later. Basically, you want to develop your solution, and then but you only want to develop your prototype because you're only going to make a demo video and you have to submit it by March 31st. After that, that's when the real work comes in, because that's when you get your mentorship from an actual Google expert. That's when you develop your prototype into a full-fledged project and an actual full-fledged application. And after your mentoring is done, it'll narrow it down to the top 10 finalists, which would be in June. That's when they would be announced. And then from the top 10, they would be judged to the top 3. And then, the top 3 would get their winnings. And that would be the timeline for the entire solution challenge. So it would span from basically from now to July, basically. So
So here's the criteria on how the team from Google will evaluate and pick out like the top 50 or top 10 winners. So basically 60% of the marks comes from the impact, while 40 comes from the technology use. The impact evaluates how effectively your solution addresses the SGDs. And as you can see over there, how evidence of any next step or any evidence of user testing. Whereas the other 40% from technology is how you leverage Google, just one Google technologies or more, to solve that SGDs. Next.
Yeah, and speaking about technology, from what was discussed before, impact, of course, that will be established from your own solution and idea that you want to make. But for the technology part, of course, you can not only utilize Google technologies, but also other technologies as well. But yeah, there's already a ton of Google technologies that you yourself can also explore and utilize in your solutions. For example, we have Firebase for database stuff. We have NoSQL, TensorFlow. If you want to do any AI for your solution, Go for any backend stuff, Flutter and Android for mobile front-end development, and many others as well. So there's already a huge list of technologies that you can already utilize from Google, and I believe that you can also be able to utilize those for your solutions. Next slide. And these are just some of the testimonies that what past participants from the Solution Challenge have said about using these technologies. So for example, Android, being able to develop an Android app just from using the Android Studio IDE is easy and enjoyable. We also use Android Studio during our development back in the day. Flutter as well for increased productivity, less code, much faster to develop overall. GCP or Google Cloud Platform for deploying your applications to web, to the cloud. Firebase for database, and TensorFlow also for machine learning and AI things. Next slide. Okay, and forgot to mention, but all of these slides from today will be given out, I think, by the end of the presentation, or not, will be giving it out at the WhatsApp group later on. And because there's also videos also attached in this slides that will help you also in taking an overview of the Solution Challenge itself. There's the intro to the Solution Challenge on the left there, the video, some ideas about the UN SDGs, and also a project walkthrough example. Next slide. Oh, okay.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, and we also have the design spin kit. This is one of the methods that people at the GV or Google Ventures usually use to run a fast prototype and ideation phase. It's a 5-day exercise, and each of them has its own steps. It's basically to just get a prototype and idea up and running, and after that we can go more in depth using to this design spin kit. Next slide. These are also some tutorial videos given out from last year to prepare for the Solution Challenge overall, designing technologies, identifying a problem that you want to solve, getting interface out, and also identifying a solution to those problems. Next slide.
Yeah, so here are the frequently asked questions basically about the Solution Challenge. Can my solution solve a problem outside the scope of the 17 system developer goals? Basically, with any project, you tend to be ambitious. So it is possible that you go out of the requirement of the sustainable development goal, right? You might develop your application that's based off something outside of these things. But basically, what they're saying is how Google will judge your submission would be almost completely based on the SDGs. They don't necessarily care about whether you branch out of the SDGs, and what matters is basically the SDGs at the end of the day. Can one student or team submit with multiple submissions if they contributed to both projects? So basically, this is technically possible. You can be in technically several teams and contribute to several projects. If I could be in let's say there's a team in another university and I'm in a team in my university, that is technically possible, but the credit would only be limited to one of these submissions. So I could only be credited to maybe either my university or the other university. I wouldn't be able to be credited to both. Like I still participate in the solution challenge if there's no Google Developer Student Club at my university. I think I went over this before, but yeah, technically you can, because you can link up through an existing GDSC, or you join a GDSC community and stuff like that, and join their seminars, be a member and stuff like that. Then in that case, that's technically possible. Given the implication of social distancing, our ability to test with users was impacted. Will the judge consider this? Basically, what they're saying is yes, they will be mindful, and they'll keep in mind the different limitations this pandemic has on these different solutions and projects. So judging will be a little bit more lenient if maybe the scope of the project is a little bit too ambitious, and wants to do something that's based off interaction and all those kinds of stuff. They'll keep that in mind, obviously. And yeah, you can see the different list of frequently asked questions in this website right here. And if you do have a question, you can technically reach out to a GDSC lead if you'd like, which is this guy right here. So yeah.
And here we have the videos of last year's Solution Challenge top 10 winners. As you can see, the bottom second row, second column from the left is the Game Your Fit team from Indonesia and Binus Internationals themselves, which we will have a session with possibly later. And for the rest of the videos, you guys can watch them when we share the presentation later. Next.
Hi.
After submitting your
sorry, my bad.
After submitting your solutions and after the winners have been picked, you guys will have the opportunity to present your solutions to the entire world via the demo day, where you'll get to talk with the head of Google GDSC and get interviewed by them. Next.
Yeah, so let's start our interview with the our solution challenge winners. Introducing Jason Christian, Monique Sanjaya, Eric Hernando, and Jason Jeremy, because not only is he a lead, but he also won top 10. So you guys can come on in and let's start our interview, guys.
We want to play the video first, Philip.
Oh yeah, my bad. Apologies. Sorry about that. Hold on. Sorry. Let's introduce these guys first.
Experience the joy in exercising. Game Your Fit. Do you ever feel like your body has been sitting around all day for the past year? 2/3 of Indonesians haven't been actively exercising, and Game Your Fit is here to help. Pick a level. Secure the arm strap around your left arm. Go to gameyourfit.com using another device. Enter the room code, and you're all set and ready to play. With our application, you can burn 150 calories in under 15 minutes. That's 60% of the recommended calorie burn by exercising. It can improve your mood, productivity, and of course, your health. We hear you. Calibrating your phone will help improve the quality of the sensors. Want to work out with just one device? Try out our brand new camera game mode for cardio exercises. 2 simple steps. Just set up your phone and have fun. Through the use of various Google services, Game Your Fit aims to motivate you to get active again. Your phone will track your movements using its advanced sensors and let you progress through the levels. WebRTC is used to connect and to communicate between the phone application with the browser game at gameyourfit.com. The camera game uses Google's MLKit real-time pose detection to detect steps and every single movement your body makes to interact with the game. No more accessories needed. Start your journey now. Make sure to push yourself daily and keep your streak going. Download Game Your Fit now.
Yeah, so that's basically what Game Your Fit is all about. And yeah, let's go on to the interview with our top 10 winners.
Hi
Just-
guys, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Now you spam me, huh?
Congrats for getting into the top 10 of the Google Social Challenge. It's amazing what you guys did in such a short amount of time. We know that from the video, one of the technologies you use is the ML machine learning kit. What other technologies did you implement, and why did you pick those technologies?
Yeah, there's a lot of technologies here in Game Your Fit, and I think each one of us contributes their own technology into the whole system. So we made the ML kit, the camera game, in the second phase of Solution Challenge after getting into the top 50. But before that, we just focus on our game, which is available at the browser. So we have to use some kind of a game engine that runs in the browser. And we have to connect that somehow with the phone, right? So I think Arik want to explain.
Okay. So basically, the way it works is that there is a game on your screen, on your browser screen, for example, and you can also have a phone that you download Game Your Fit in. So the basic gist of it is that your phone is basically your controller. You strap it in your arm, and then your movement will be detected as inputs to the browser, to the game that we have. So, of course, if it's like that, we need wireless communication between the two. So we implemented WebRTC because something UDP. Yes.
Because it's fast. Yeah. That's
All right. Thank you for your answer. That's actually really interesting. The way basically the web app and the phone basically interact with each other. I think that's really, really cool. I have another question. During the conception of this project, what SDGs did you guys target and pick for your project?
Okay, for this one, it's the health, obviously, because it was COVID, as you can see in the video just now. People started working from home and they're all just sitting in their computers. So we wanna make something that can help them get moving again and at least keep them active, do simple exercises, help them move, and yeah.
I was wondering how you guys came up with your solutions.
How did we start back then?
lupa ya.
I think we were just brainstorming a couple of ideas, and then somehow we came across
Oh yeah.
What is the Nintendo game called again?
Itu
The Wii.
Ring Fit.
Yeah, Ring Fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were looking at that and then damn, oh, you move controller, oh, you play the game, oh, very cool. Maybe we can make it cheaper with something that you already have, such as your phone. And yeah, turns out that's possible to use the phone because it has a gyroscope, right? Because when you rotate your phone, the screen rotates along with you. So using some magic, we can somehow translate that movement sensor into the game. So yeah.
I think we also got that idea on mid-February or early February as well. So it wasn't that early that we got that idea.
Yeah, that's really interesting actually how you so I guess I have another question. What were each of your like individual tasks? Like how did you guys delegate work among each other? Because you know you guys are four people and stuff like that. Like what were your individual jobs and tasks basically, and you know how did you guys handle your time during production basically?
Mulai dari JJ. Bisa ke bawah kanan.
Okay. So I guess from all of us here, we have 4 people here, and we have our own specializations in what we know for the technology. I think if I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, from the rest juga, we didn't really know much at the start of the actual project. Like I think I was also just starting to learn Kotlin for Android and making the front end. Jason was also, I think, starting with JavaScript and the rest. Benar nggak? Yep. For me, my job was in handling one of the files that were mainly used for the sensors for the phone. So that's what detects the each step or each progress that you do for one of the exercises that we have. We can move on to Arik.
Okay. Yeah, like JJ said, basically at the start we wanted to do like very simple job separation. I remember at the start, JJ was assigned to do sensors, I think. Monic had something to do with Android related UI and Firebase. I was also Android mostly. While Jason was mostly server side implementation, if I remember. Oh, and also the browser game. I think that's how we divided it at the start. But as the time went along, since it's a pretty ambitious project, there is usually a lot of crossover. So I don't know how to describe my role, but in the end, it's basically mostly everything Android related. So yeah, something like that. How about you, Jason?
Yeah, as Arik said, I did the browser game and all of the arts in the browser game, and I also did an API backend, so the phone can like get all the workout lists that it needs, and it displays it automatically in the phone. And we just need to update a database somewhere, so Monic handles the database, so we can just add new workout, for example, push up 50 times, whatever, in somewhere, and it'll update automatically in the phone. So
So as Jason said, and Alec just now, I was mostly in charge of the database. So everything like login, authentication, I guess storing all the data for the app. That was my job.
Well, I guess you guys really delegated your roles equally. Were there any like problems that you guys faced during development, and how did you face them?
Can you think of some right now, Jason, or what? I have one. If you don't,
okay, you go first.
I remember one problem that we had was that it was very difficult getting the phone to try to communicate with the browser. I think at the start we wanted to do something like peer-to-peer communication, but then we decided that would be pretty laggy since it would very heavily depend on the connection and everything. And then we tried WebRTC, and that has its own fair share of problem. Like you needed 2 servers running, basically stun and turn server. It's pretty technical, so I'm not gonna delve deep into that. But yeah, we encountered a lot of problem with WebRTC at the start. Do you think of anything, Jason? Or what?
yeah, apa? I want to continue your problem because there isn't much documentation in the internet about WebRTC. And yeah, so we have a server running. So there's two servers. It's still up until now, but we still pay monthly. I don't know when our bill's gonna gonna zero out, but oh well. I think it can be up for like two more months before we have to start paying with real money. And yeah, the problem, most of the problems is we were able to solve by just like getting in a group call together and try to debug together. So I remember uh, I remember very vividly that when we are testing the browser game, because we are using the sensor, right? We have to actually move. So to register the movements in testing, we were too tired, so we just shake around the phone. And then for some movements, the movement has to be different, so we have to move it like all across the axis, XYZ, whatever. So that it may register the movement and we can test most of the things. So yeah, I think that's the thing that I most remember.
I think it was the same for me. Learning about Android, everything at the start, especially about sensors and basically like 3D space, especially when you're interacting with something that's like in real life. It was kind of hard at first, but of course we talked and we tried to collaborate on creating solutions even for those small problems themselves inside doing development. I think that's what that was my key takeaway from that part of the development.
I also kind of have another question. This is just like a personal question. How did you guys balance this social challenge with university classes and stuff like that? Because if I'm mistaken, it'd be around the start of your newer semester, right? So how did you guys balance, university life and making this project?
We do not.
Yes.
Said we did.
We did.
Did
We
we?
did.
Who said we did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Of course, we have to balance out everything and this. I guess probably when we first started it out, it was still kind of slow paced, not really that much development going on. But as the time started to get closer to the deadline, of course, we have to get a bit more fast paced during that time. It's basically like it feels like almost like a hackathon, but 2 months or more in a sense. But as long as by the end, if we can get the prototype up and running for the actual demo video, the wall of flesh, something that okay, something that can be showed during the demo video. I think that was most important for the deadline. We also had like a Gantt chart that we followed along to track our timeline and and the impending deadline that was about to be crossed. I want to say some words.
Yeah, I would like to add that basically at the start of the sprint, I guess, like the start of development, we're developing features left and right. It's pretty quick, like communications, Firebase, database, basically the low-hanging fruits. It was pretty fast. But in the end of the semester, we started getting slower and slower in development juga. So that's basically how we kind of balance it. Near around the top 10 evaluation, we didn't actually develop much since the video is done. That's basically what the judge accept as the final submission, I guess. So yeah, that's basically how we balance it. See.
So that would mean that the work got like progressively easier as time went on. Is that correct?
In a way, I guess. What do you think, Jason?
I mean, as the months went on, we have more projects too from university, right? And I guess Uh, there's still a lot of things we have to do because, like, you know how you kind of work the hardest when the deadline is near. So at least that's for me sih. Apa? I had a lot of like little sleep during the near of the submission. What about you, Moni?
Yeah, I think because of the amount of projects that we had from uni as well, it was quite overwhelming because for me and JJ it was semester 2 and there was a huge jump from semester 1 to semester 2. So we were just overwhelmed with everything's happening. We just tried to do what's best and divide our time. Try to divide our time.
Oh, so that's how you balance it. That's actually pretty interesting because uh I'm interested in joining the solution challenge if I'm being honest, this year's solution challenge. So if you had any advice or had a little bit of insight for me, like, or maybe some other people who's joined the solution challenge in the Zoom, you have any like insight or any advice you'd like to give these kinds of people who are ambitious, willing to participate, willing to learn, what do you guys have?
Who's gonna start? Hmm. I guess I can start see. But my advice would be to know your scope. Basically, at the start of the project, basically know, oh yeah, you want to do this, and maybe an extra feature or two here and there, gitu. So you don't want as the application increases, your scope shouldn't increase that much, hopefully, but maybe there's also of course in development there's unexpected stuff, so be prepared for that, I guess.
If I can add to that, know your scope from what Alex said just now. But one thing that if I can take away from our mentor from the top 50, one of the things that I think the key takeaway from creating these things, solutions, maybe for hackathons or maybe even for startups also later on, is that what is your MVP? What is your MVP? What's an MVP? It's the minimum viable product. What is the most important parts? What are the most important features that needs to be that needs to get out of production, that needs to be polished, and what is really being seen by the people? Like, I don't think like for example, refactoring code to make it faster. That is also important. Yeah, I think that can be like taken to the side for a bit. But the most important parts are your features that you want to push out and things like that. So that's it for me.
For me, I think simple. Trust your friends. Udah.
I guess for me is try to do what you can take and not take too much or like take more than you can handle. This might be like a big project, but just try not to butcher your uni courses and like code this project while your classes and just not listen to classes. But
Still maintain some work-life balance during the whole project, especially for your uni, and also if you're really ambitious in this, I think everybody can do it as long as you can also balance your time.
Unless you can take it.
Or both, or you just want to go all in for this.
That's all those sounds like really good advice. I heard that few first-year students, just some of you guys were, who wanted to join the solution challenge. Like Did you guys have any previous coding experience or development experience before joining this event?
Oh yeah, apa? I forgot to mention that when we uh, join Solution Challenge with this team, keep in mind yeah, Monique and Jason Jeremy still moving to semester 2, not semester 2 yet actually, I think. So apa? I just invited them out of nowhere, like, hey, you won Solution Challenge, and then they'd be like, apa? They were like kind of hesitant at first, but yeah, eventually they won because yeah, it's a good opportunity to learn, I think. And yeah, so I guess you can, even though you have no, and but you can start like even though you are still a beginner, so still semester 1, semester 2. So this is the same period too, right? When we first started Solution Challenge, and personally, I have no coding. I have not a lot of coding experience before uni, and most of the things, yeah, you can learn in uni, and most importantly, 95% of the thing you learn on the way in Solution Challenge. So you learn as you go. Yeah, that's it.
I also have a personal question, kind of. During your implementation of like the different Google technologies and stuff like that, were they streamlined? Were they easy to use? I mean, they boast the reputation of being Google technologies. So I kind of want to ask, were they very easy to use? Were they simple? What problems did you run into maybe using them, or like you guys have anything to say about the Google technologies and stuff like that?
I think Arik wants to
Arik,
know Jason.
iya. Arik udah senyum-senyum.
Okay. Basically, the more the level of streamline varies greatly between services. Let's just say, popular service like a Firebase authentication, Google Cloud, stuff like that. It's pretty well streamlined and well documented. But some stuff, again, like what Jason said tadi, WebRTC. At first, we tried WebRTC for Android, and that had no documentation actually. It only had GitHub change logs. So yeah, we decided to scrap that idea and try to use another form of WebRTC. So yeah.
Yeah, see, the rest of the things is pretty streamlined. Oh, actually, the ML kit, it's pretty low level too, so there's not a lot of documentation for the low level stuff. So, but I guess if you really want to learn like low level stuff or something that is not well documented, one thing that you can do is you can look at sample projects. I think sample projects is the way easy to learn, but it's kind of hard to read at first because you're reading someone else's code, and usually there's a lot of code, so it's pretty hard to understand and can take several days. But I used code from a sample code C for MLKit, the camera game, because it's quite hard to learn yourself from the beginning. So yeah, look at others' code, I guess.
I think MLKit was at its infancy, yeah, back in the day.
Oh, really? Oh.
It was still an alpha a bit back in the day, I remember.
I forgot.
I also have a question. Since you guys were like top 10 finalists and stuff like that, that means you had a mentor, right? How was your mentorship, from the Google expert? Was he nice? Was he like super smart? Like, do you guys get a lot of insight from him? I'm kind of curious on, your experience with that.
Yes. So we had a mentor. His name is He's actually what do you call it? Yeah, he works at Google as a full-time employee, software engineer, senior or junior, I forgot. So yeah, every week until his sudden disappearance. Monique, do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, so he was actually really nice and really smart. He helped us like develop and I guess make us focus more on the like on the important part of the project, like JJ said, the MVP, because I think we had so much features going on and like we had ambitious features that are not as useful as some. So yeah, he helped us decide which one to drop, which one to keep, and which one to develop more. He was pretty nice. We met up every week. We Yeah, he helped us with the video as well, I think. Did he? Like yeah, making the video script happen and everything. What to add, what to not have it there and stuff. And then on the day, I think he like on the last time we talked to him is like a week before the demo day, and then on after the demo day, he just disappeared. Like he doesn't reply to emails. He's not there for demo day, and but I mean
he was there for demo day.
Oh, he was there for demo day.
It was his birthday, if I'm not.
Yeah,
mistaken.
it was his birthday.
Yeah.
But after that, he just disappeared and we can't contact him. But we were really grateful that he chose our group because I think the mentors like looked through the list and chose the groups that they want to work with. And he contacted us. He was pretty nice because we heard from another top 50 from Indonesia. They're a group from ITB. Basically, their mentor did not like they didn't have any word from the mentor until like 2-3 weeks before the what is it, the submission or the so they just ditch, I guess, but we were lucky to have Iman.
I would also like to add that this might make Imad sounds bad, but he really isn't. He's really nice for the whole time that he was mentoring us, and the radio silence was only after his job is done. Basically, he just didn't reply to our email, so that's it.
But for the period that he was helping us, yeah, very helpful. He really believed in our product, so that's why he chose us. And yeah, really helpful to keep our eyes focused on the things that matters.
If he's watching this right now, later on YouTube, maybe hello, please open Alex's email. Thank you.
Thank you. We're still waiting on that internship, Imad.
He sounds like a super cool guy from your testimonials. I think Philip has one last question before we end the session.
Yeah. I kind of want to ask, since you're done with the social, maybe, like, you guys still have any future plans for Game Your Fit? I mean, it's your 1 year anniversary after all, so, you guys have any, future plans? Maybe a little update?
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let's go back to the slides now, shall we? Thank you, by the way, for the interview, and thank you for answering all our questions. There was a lot of insight, and especially for somebody like me who's think of participating, it was very very helpful, very very interesting. I couldn't be more thankful, honestly, that I get to talk to such talented students at Binus. So yeah, thank you, and let's go back to the presentation.
Oh, okay, me being back to the lead again. Okay, so yeah, just one metric that we want to share for all of you guys. I think for the past 3 years of the solution challenge, it's been up for worldwide. If I'm not wrong, Indonesia's solutions always come to top 10, at least one, but usually only one solution that comes from Indonesia in top 10. Of course, it's going to be a tough competition coming from worldwide, a lot of people coming in from a lot of countries. But let's see if we can not only from this chapter, Binus International, but also from the other chapters from Indonesia as well. Let's try to make it 2 or more for this year. Next slide. Right. That's it for us. We can't wait to see what your team builds, and we can move on to the Q&A after this.
Yes, we have a few questions from our audience through the Game Your Fit team. The first one being,
maybe Philip wants to share the slide though first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, then okay.
From your experience, is it better to learn everything first and submit the following year, or just go with what you have this year? I think we talked about this briefly before.
Yeah, I think everyone on the Game Your Fit team can agree that we all learn everything as we go. There's like what? Okay, what do you guys learn in semester 1, Monik?
Python, a bit of for loops, while loops, a bit of OOP.
Yeah. I guess you use the for loops, like the basics, but you don't use Python, kan?
Yeah, I use Kotlin.
Yeah, so that's a completely new language. Like, yeah, and with the basics, yeah, you guys have passed semester 1, right? And there's some changes in the syllabus. I don't know, but yeah, it's probably still the same, right? You guys know basics programming and whatever. And even if you don't know basic programming, that's fine. You can learn as you go, and just create things as you learn stuff. So you can search like on the internet, like how do I, for example, you don't know for loops, so you can search on the internet for loop Kotlin, and then you can just implement that as you go and understand it as you go too. So yeah.
All right, here we have another question. #SoulChild. To join the SoulChild, do we need to be part of GDSC member? If so, how do we register? Yeah, you do have to be a GDSC member. It can be at any university. We will have a form later on at the end of this info session. So yeah, be aware and stay tuned for that. Here's another question. Is there a team finder platform if I would like to join the social challenge but don't have any friends to form a team? Oh, wait, JJ, do you know of this? I don't really know the answer to this question.
I think for the team finder platform, I don't think there is from Google themselves. It's more on you just finding people that are also interested in the solution challenge. And you can reach out in our WhatsApp group to see if anybody's interested in joining. But yeah, there's no official like team finder platform for solution challenge.
Yeah, see, basically, just if you have any friends that is interested, then you can ask them, or you can just chat in the WhatsApp group and see if anybody is interested. Or you can also invite your friends from another university, as long as you already joined our GDSC as a member. So yeah.
The next question we have for the Game Your Fit team. Can the app be downloaded now?
Yes, of course. It's available in our website, https://gameyourfit.com in the chat.
I think it's in a Google Drive folder.
Yeah, just scroll
Yes,
down. There's a download link there.
Yeah.
Just download it. Everything should work for the next
Everything
few
should-
months.
And yeah, a warning again, it's Android only.
Here's another question. #social. Does it have to be realistic, like have a customer and all? Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a project, obviously your scope has to be realistic. You can't be too ambitious. For customers and like all that kind of stuff. I'm not too sure. That's not really up to you. That's more up to Google to judge that, if I'm being honest. But yeah, technically you do have to be realistic with these kinds of projects. You can't be too ambitious, but you can't also be too like under ambitious either. You know, you also have to have a dream and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. What type of projects usually end up at top 10? All kinds of projects. If I'm not mistaken, I read up on some. I think there was one for deaf people, if I'm not mistaken. There was one on like earthquakes or something like that. It's a lot of like real world problems, and they try and solve it. So there's a very, very large variety of different submissions that got the top 10 basically. Yeah.
Phil, can I add the previous question?
Oh yeah, sure.
So for the app, does it need like customers or not? So it's really important, and actually one of the requirements in the criteria for scoring, that your app, if it targets a certain demographic, then you have to get those demographic to test the app for you, to give feedbacks to you, to basically help iterate the app with your team. So basically, if you create an application that helps deaf people, then you have to you test it on deaf people. If you're like us, you create an application for workout, then you have to get people to test it and use it for workout, and get feedbacks from them, what's wrong, and iterate the app based on the feedback. Yeah.
It looks like the next question we have is for our lead to join the to whether he's interested to intern at Google Singapore.
Oh, I am very much interested. If that is actually Google Singapore who is chatting right now, please contact me.
Karen, see guys, join Solution Challenge, guys. You will get invited through Slido to Google.
Next question.
Can me and my friend be a team even though we are in different universities, different countries? Yeah, this is possible. Yes. Right now, I'm actually interested in participating, and I have a few friends who are in different universities, not in different countries though. But I don't think that really matters. Obviously, just keep in mind the limitations you have with being in a team with somebody from a different country. But yeah, it is completely possible for you to join in different countries and being in different universities and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's okay, Philip. You don't need to say that question.
Are you famous? Of course he's famous. A lot of people, when I was talking about this seminar, a lot of people said that he looks like me. So if that's not being famous, then I don't know what is. So yeah, of course he's definitely famous. He's top 10 solution challenge winner. So, pretty understandable, pretty obvious why he'd be famous. Yeah. What's the requirement to work at Google? I never touched Google codes like Go and others. Jason, you can answer this. I don't really understand it too well.
Yeah, you can search up on LinkedIn, and I think it's the website like careerswithgoogle.com or careers.withgoogle.com. That's for if you want to see the requirements to work at Google.
I mean, they have a lot of job openings, right? So it doesn't have to use Go. Just it depends on your specialization, I guess, like front end, back end, cloud, quality assurance,
Accounting,
UI, UX.
business. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot.
Hmm.
But I don't know. None of us works at Google yet. So yeah.
Did he just say yet? Okay.
Okay, yeah. Jess, you can go this one next.
For Arik Fernando, in your opinion, what's the weirdest animal? And for the rest of the team, does COVID make it hard to communicate?
Just
Alec, let
answer
him
the
answer.
second one.
No. You gotta answer the first one first, Alec.
I don't think I want to answer the first one. I think I know who asked that question.
Okay. I guess we can move on to the second question. Yeah. Does COVID make it hard to communicate? I mean, me and Monique, we started our university lives during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I honestly we get used to it.
Yep.
I think it might be hard for us to communicate offline now. Who knows?
Yeah, we meet twice in campus. So we asked Surbahana whether we can come to campus or not to record, and he said yes. So yeah, we go to FX campus, and then for the top 10 video, I think that they trust us enough to let us go into the student lounge in GDSC, the one that's very big. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
We can see also the different backdrops in our two videos for the top 50 and also top 10 submission. Unfortunately, Arik couldn't come for both filmings.
Arik was in another country.
Yeah.
Called Sumatra.
Sumatra. Exotic.
Very exotic.
Okay, here's another question. #Soulchild. Do you need to be a CS major to join Soulchild? No, you did not. You don't have to be a CS major to join. Wait, right? Right, Jason?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You don't have to be a CS major. You can be IT, computer science, biology, business, whatever. You could technically join, right? It's possible.
I think some teams like they combine people from the graphic design for like Binus Info, that means CDNM for only managing like the art stuff, the design stuff. But for us, I think all of us are CS majors in this case.
I think if you can make a team with like a single or two art students in your team, I think that would be the dream.
Yeah, so basically, as long as you're willing to, learn code and stuff like that. I mean, technically, you don't even have to be a computer science major student, right? To even code or learn programming as a whole. So yeah, that's technically possible to join Solution Challenge without even being a computer science major. All right, Jesse, you can read this one next.
And I'd also like to add, maybe it's about the willingness to learn something new. And for the next question, for Monique and JJ, was it intimidating at first when you started joining the Solution Challenge in your first semester alongside seniors? What was it like?
Well, obviously it was like can you imagine your TA suddenly approaches you and be like, "Oh, do you want to join and be in a team with us?" And we're just confused because we don't know what's going on. But I guess in the end, we tried our best.
I mean, good thing that Jason was our TA before, so we already at least knew one of our members. But I think we both didn't know who Mr. Alexandro was before all of this.
We knew him as like the green man.
The green man.
The background thingy, you remember?
Oh, yes.
The depth camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was. What was it like? It was. I'm not sure what it was like. Maybe you should try.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially working with people from different, what's angkatan in English? Different batches.
Batch. Yeah.
I don't think it was that intimidating, but yeah, it was a new experience.
All right. Next question. Arik, what's your favorite animal?
The GitHub logo.
I would back up Arik on that.
What animal is that?
You
It's
can
an
check it out
octocat.
on GitHub.
An
Octocat.
octocat.
Okay.
And yeah.
Looks like we have a message, not a question, for Jason Jeremy. And also a different question about how much work does it take to lead a GDSC?
Yes, for the first statement, thank you. I will be checking my email after this. I don't know how you got my email. Okay. And for second question, how much work does it take to lead a GDSC? I think this is not really that related to Solchow. Yeah, I think coordinating with the team and being also confident in front of an audience, for example, like this, what I'm doing right now. I think that's important for being able to lead a GDSC. Maybe Jason also wants to answer part of this question as well.
I think I was the GDSC lead for last year, and I think it's a lot of work because you need to learn a lot of new stuff that is not like explicitly given to you what you need to learn. So like, okay, you have this amount of soft skill, right? You can talk to people, you can get them to do stuff, you can somehow lead, but that's not the point. Is it's never enough, right? You need to constantly learn, and you have to be aware of that, like constantly learning on making stuff better. And I think making stuff better, that's a continuous work, and it's a lot of work because you have to really push yourself to learn and not be static. So yeah, I think that's the takeaway from me.
I would preach those words you got.
All right. There's last two questions. If I join, can you help guide me? I don't know who this is directed at. I guess it's for social challenge player at the Gamer Fit people. Yeah. What do you guys have to say for this guy?
Whoever anonymous guy is, guide, you can always ask questions for us, or can always reach out. But for like guiding throughout the whole thing, I think you can follow along with the videos from what Google has provided in the slides later on as well.
All right. Last question. Does Binus GDSC provide mentors to help us guide in social challenge for newcomers into programming?
That's such a good idea. Whoever asked that.
That's a good idea. I mean, right now we don't have any plans on providing any mentors to help in the social challenge itself, but we can talk about it later juga. Ya kan, Jason? Yeah. Okay.
All right, that about does it for our Q&A session. Now we have the photo session, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Photo session first.
Yeah, Z, if you can.
We gotta unpin everybody first. Spotlight. Okay.
All right, so everyone, if you please open up your camera. I will wait for around 1 minute to do so. Thank you.
Open up camera, guys. Photo session.
Oh yeah, did we mention that we didn't win any prize money last year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's incentive for you guys. You want to win 52 million? Yeah, per person. Ooh. Ooh. And no, I think that's 42. Never mind. Yeah, 42 million per person.
All right then. We can take the photos for now. All right. So for page 1, 2, 3. And now for page 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, everyone. Back to the presenter now.
All right. Yeah, that about does it for our info session. Before you guys leave, please scan this attendance form. By the way, don't forget, when you put in your email, please use your Venusian email instead of your personal email or something like that. It's pretty important. So yeah.
Only if you want SATs.
Yeah.
For not For not Venetians, you can also fill in the form as well.
But for Venetians, if you fill it, SAT time.
SAT time. Yeah, the link is already provided by Z in the text box, and you can also scan the QR code here. I think we'll leave it up for 30 more seconds, I guess.
Guys, it's been 30 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yeah, woohoo! Yeah, does it for our solution challenge info session. Thank you everybody for coming, especially to the interviewees. I feel very, very inspired after that, if I'm being honest. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming, and thank you especially to my interviewers and my co-presenter and lead. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.